Hello and welcome to another video on the Knight Ministries channel. I am your host, Jeremy Knight. Don't forget to like the video and enjoy the show. Okay. Hello. In this video, we are going to be talking about what is Old Earth Creationism. This video is going to be a sequel to my previous creationism video, and that was why everyone was using the word creationism wrong. If you have not seen that video, I will link it up here. Yeah, up here, over in this corner over here. Anyways, this video is going to be talking about what is Old Earth Creationism. So I hope you stick around for this video. It should be a good one. Okay, so we are talking about what is Old Earth Creationism. Old Earth Creationism is a different belief system that is just as valid as any other belief system when it comes to Christianity. And basically, Old Earth Creationism accepts mainstream science. It embraces mainstream science. It incorporates the mainstream science into its belief systems. And instead of doing what young Earth creationists do, which is deny mainstream science, Old Earth creationism incorporates mainstream science. It accepts it. And basically, you have 7 interpretations of Genesis 1, and which interpretation you take determines what type of a creationist you are. Because as I established in my previous video, all Christians are creationists, even the ones that don't admit that they are. And basically, 7 interpretations of Genesis 1. Now, you have the calendar day interpretation. That's the one with the 24 hours for each day, the 6,000 to 10,000 year old Earth, and the global flood. That's the calendar day interpretation. That one is taken by the young Earth creationists. Only young Earth creationists take the calendar day interpretation. And then you have the day-age interpretation, also known as the day-era interpretation. It used to be known as progressive creationism, but that name was dropped due to progressive Christianity. We don't want to get confused with them, because we're not like them. Most Old Earth creationists are actually very conservative in their theology. I'm conservative in my theology. But that's beside the point. Point is, day-age interpretation is that interpretation of Genesis 1 where each day is a long era of time. A long finite era of time. Each day is a long finite era of time. You have 6 eras of time. No gaps in between them, just 6 eras of time, each with a beginning and an end. Okay, that's day-age. That's the day-age interpretation. Then you have the framework interpretation, where Genesis 1 is viewed as a framework. Now, I'm not really keen on this interpretation because I don't really take it. I take the day-age interpretation. But that's the framework interpretation. And then you have the allegory interpretation, where Genesis 1 is viewed as allegory. And then you have the polemic interpretation, where Genesis 1 is viewed as a polemic. And you also have the gap interpretation, where there is a gap of a certain length of time placed between the first and second verse of Genesis 1. Sometimes the gap is placed between the second and third verse, but that basically just depends on who you're talking to, but usually it's the first and second verse of Genesis 1. So that's the gap interpretation. And then you have what the evolutionary creationists do, and that's just throw out Genesis 1. That's pretty much what they do. They just throw it out. Most evolutionary creationists do not believe in a literal Adam and Eve. I mean, some of them do, but most of them don't. And most of them don't believe in a literal flood either. Old Earth creationists do believe in a literal Adam and Eve, and we believe in a local Noah flood, not a global one. Okay, so and here's the thing. Although calendar day cannot be combined with any of the other interpretations, and throw it away cannot be combined with any of the other interpretations, the 5 in between can. They can be combined. So, day, age, gap, framework, allegory, and polemic, these can be combined to a certain degree. You can't combine day, age, and gap, but you can combine day, age with allegory and polemic. So, day, age, and gap cannot be combined, but day, age, allegory, and polemic can. day, age, and framework can be combined. Gap cannot be combined with day, age, or framework. But gap can be combined with allegory and polemic. Framework can be combined with day, age, and allegory and polemic. If that makes any sense. I think it makes sense. Because yeah, I've combined day, age with allegory and polemic a few times. I've also combined it with framework. I know RTB has had people that work with them that take the framework interpretation and people that work with them that take the day, age interpretation. RTB is Hugh Ross's ministry. Reasons to Believe. They're the one I always talk about. So yeah, that's what old earth creationism is. Now, I believe that God created it in bursts over billions of years. Each day being each era of creation being a different creation burst. And over the billions of years, age of the earth. 4.5 billion years for the age of the earth, 13.8 billion years for the age of the universe. And basically you have God creating in eras, 6 eras of time over the age of the universe and over the age of the earth. Okay, so yeah, creative bursts. Yeah, that makes sense. And of course, I embrace the mainstream science. Okay, so the reason I call them evolutionary creationists is because that's what BioLogos wants to be called. BioLogos is a ministry that I have used as a source from time to time. And yeah, they want to be called evolutionary creationists. So I'll respect their decision and I'll call them evolutionary creationists. Even though that term will probably never catch on and never be as popular as the old term of theistic evolution. But yeah, they want to be called evolutionary creationists, so that's what I'll call them. But basically you can separate the evolutionary creationists into two groups. You have group A that does not believe in a literal Adam and Eve, and then you have group B that does believe in a literal Adam and Eve. Group A is the one that is traditionally known as theistic evolution. But yeah, that's why I call them evolutionary creationists, because that's what BioLogos wants them to be called. That's what they want to be called, so I'm going to respect that. Okay? Is there something else I want to say? Yeah, I basically will use BioLogos as a source when I have no one else that I can use as a source for the point that I'm trying to get across. But yeah, BioLogos is a good ministry, and I do like what they have to say, even though I don't agree with all of it. I'm an old Earth creationist. Okay? Yeah, I think that's good enough. Now, I will be doing more book reviews in the future, and I will be doing a full Bible read-through in the future. And in my full Bible read-through, that's when we'll talk about my interpretation of each of the books of the Bible, including Genesis. And I'm also going to go over the Apocrypha as well, and why it is not in the Bible. There are some good words that you can get from the Apocrypha, but we are going to go over why the Apocrypha is not in the Bible in my full Bible read-through, which I will do later. It's an upcoming video. Well, an upcoming series of videos. My full Bible read-through will be an upcoming series of videos. I'm not sure when I'm going to do my full Bible read-through. Okay? But that's when I'll talk about things like my interpretation of Genesis and other things like that. My interpretation of Job, and my interpretation of the New Testament, my interpretation of the rest of the Old Testament. And yes, I will be referring back to books published by RTB Press. Books like Navigating Genesis, A Matter of Days. Next up on my book review series is Hidden Treasures in the Book of Job, and what is the other one? Who Was Adam? That's the other one. That's what's next up on my book review series, is Hidden Treasures in the Book of Job and Who Was Adam. Okay? I think I've established what old Earth creationism is, and I think we're good. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I think that was it for this video. Sorry I rambled there for a little bit at the end. Wasn't really planning on doing that, but I think it's okay, so we'll keep it in the video. And yeah, I think we're good. I hope you enjoyed this video, and my next video, I'm not exactly sure when it will be out, but it will probably be my Christmas video. Yeah, I think my next video will be my Christmas video. And I think that's what we're going to shoot for. So I hope you'll stick around for that. And hope everything goes well. And that's it for this video. So join me in my next video, okay? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell. And follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. This has been a video on the Knight Ministries channel. I am your host, Jeremy Knight, and I just want to say, see you next time.